Somebody help me! Somebody help me! Damn you, Juggernaut! Damn you! You tore the wrong X-Force member in half, you son of a bitch! What's up, everyone? It's your friendly neighborhood YouTuber, and we are back at it again, guys, with another size comparison video. Okay, a lot of you guys have been requesting a size comparison video of the Marvel Select Juggernaut. I reviewed this Juggernaut a while back, and I did a few reviews. I did the Marvel Legends versus Marvel Select Juggernaut. I did the Marvel Select versus Marvel Legends Colossus. Of course, he was part of the 2-pack. So now you guys want to see a size comparison video. Actually, I did a size comparison video of the Hulk from the first, the first 80 years, our 80th anniversary with Wolverine. So if you guys didn't see any of those videos, check it out. But today we're going to do a little comparison of Juggernaut here, and also we're going to compare him with some classic Marvel villains. Mostly X-Men, and then towards the end we'll throw in some Marvel villains and to do a size comparison with Juggernaut. Okay, so first off we have Juggernaut next to Apocalypse, and as you can see, Juggernaut is bigger than the Build-A-Figure Apocalypse. Now the Toy Biz version would of course probably be bigger than this Juggernaut. A lot of people still like that Toy Biz Apocalypse, but I still like this Apocalypse. I love the coloring, the detail. He is the perfect Apocalypse. Yeah, I do wish he was bigger. I said it many times. But this Apocalypse and the Juggernaut actually measure up pretty well. And I still like the Apocalypse, even though I do wish he was bigger. But the Juggernaut is bigger than the Apocalypse. Okay, so here's Juggernaut standing next to Omega Red. This one, of course, was from the... where was Sauron from? I believe he was from the Sauron Build-A-Figure wave, right? So here's Omega Red in size comparison with the Juggernaut. Juggernaut is, of course, bigger than Omega Red, but Omega Red is a pretty nice size for this Omega Red. Okay, and next up we have Caliban. Caliban is a pretty big Build-A-Figure, but this standing next to Juggernaut, he is actually smaller in comparison. But it's hard to believe that this Caliban Build-A-Figure is a pretty big guy, especially standing next to Juggernaut, but still Juggernaut overtowers this Caliban. Okay, next up we have Magneto from the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave. I actually like the size comparison of this Magneto, and I do like this black and red version Magneto, even though I do like the classic red and purple one. There's something about this black and red Magneto that is really overpowering, and I just like the coloring better. And when this Magneto first came out, I wasn't too happy with him, but over time this Magneto has grown on me, and they actually size up very well. Juggernaut overtowers this Magneto, and this Magneto stands at about 6.5 inches, and then the Juggernaut is about 8.5 inches. The hell of it, I figure I'll throw in my custom white Magneto Now, with this Juggernaut, just because. And this is how he sizes up against the Juggernaut. Alright guys, so here is Sauron, my custom Sauron figure, standing next to the Juggernaut, and width-wise, he is bigger than the Juggernaut. Size-wise, face-to-face, the Juggernaut is bigger than Sauron, even when you try to get him to stand straight up. The back of his head, when it goes upwards, they seem to be about the same size. But if you tilt his head that way, you can see that Juggernaut is still taller than Sauron. Okay, so here is Sabertooth, one of my favorite figures in my X-Men collection. Sabertooth from the Apocalypse Build-A-Figure wave, standing next to Juggernaut, and they actually go very, very well together, man. They make some really, really cool, awesome villains when they stand next to each other. Both beautiful figures, both classic X-Men villains. But the Juggernaut, of course, is bigger than Sabertooth, and I do like the height difference as well. And then here is Juggernaut standing next to Mr. Sinister from the Wendigo Build-A-Figure wave. And you can see Mr. Sinister is a pretty big guy. What makes him big is the collar, of course, and his cape. But they actually go very, very well together. They measure up pretty well together. And this Mr. Sinister is the right size, in my opinion. He is pretty big. But the reason why he's big, like I said, is because of the collar. I think if you take away the collar and the cape, you know, I think they measure up pretty nicely with this Mr. Sinister. And the Mr. Sinister is a pretty big guy. And just for the hell of it, here's the tape measure. So standing up to his head is about 7 inches, but going up to his cape, it's about just a little under, well, actually it's 7 inches. Yeah, so it's around 7 inches with his head, because his head and his cape is not too far apart. So he's about a 7-inch figure, and like I said before, Juggernaut is about 8.5 inches. So yeah, Mr. Sinister is a pretty big guy. And just for the hell of it, you want to see the comparison of Mr. Sinister and Magneto. Magneto is a pretty small guy compared to Mr. Sinister. So Magneto is what, 6.5 inches? Mr. Sinister 7. Juggernaut is 8.5. Then with some figures that are not X-Men but that are Marvel related. Of course, if you guys didn't see the video of the Juggernaut comparison of him and the Hulk comparison, should I say, of him and Call Obsidian, then check that out. But here's how they measure up against each other. And the Call Obsidian is the bigger figure. So Call Obsidian is the biggest Marvel legend of them all. He is bigger than Juggernaut, taller, should I say, than Juggernaut. And he's actually taller than the Hulk as well. If you guys didn't see that review, check it out. As we just mentioned, the Hulk. So here's the Hulk standing next to Juggernaut, man. And they even up pretty well. And you could say that they're about even, but Juggernaut is just a little bit taller than the Hulk. You can't really see it on camera, but I can see it in person. And the helmet is a little bit taller than the Hulk. So, yeah, this shows you how big Juggernaut is. If you have this Hulk figure, then you know how big Juggernaut is. And width-wise, they're actually about the same as well. So, yeah, they go pretty well together. But as far as the Call Obsidian is still taller than the Juggernaut and Hulk figure. So the Call Obsidian figure still is champion. Before we end this video, guys, I'm sure you want to see a comparison of Thanos. So here is Thanos from the first 10 years against the Juggernaut of the 80th anniversary, and this is how they measure up. And Juggernaut is taller than Thanos. But this is how they measure up in size comparison, which, yeah, that makes sense. You know, you never realize how big Juggernaut is, but he is a big guy. But he's still not as big as Call Obsidian. And there you guys have it. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed my little video here of the Juggernaut size comparison. Call Obsidian is still the winner of the biggest Marvel Legend, Hasbro Marvel Legend villain that we know of to be the biggest one of them all. So yeah, if you guys like this little comparison video, hit the like button, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to receive more cool, awesome reviews like this. And there you guys have it. I just want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye!